Okay, hi, hello. Yes, I am very incredibly aware that it is July and I'm wearing snowflakes. It is never the wrong time of year to wear snowflakes, and you were warned when I bought this jumper that I would wear it all the time. I have actually just in fact come back from Pride Month with my partner and I miss them a lot. Their favourite colour is blue, so I wore blue because I am very sad and I miss them a lot. I saw this trend online a long time ago and I want to replicate it. So I'm going to Google search some questions or start some questions about cold urticaria, being allergic to cold on Google. I'm going to go on Google and I'm going to start typing questions about cold urticaria and then I'm going to answer them myself because why not? So let's begin, shall we? Cold urticaria causes. The exact cause of cold urticaria isn't known in 100% of cases. However, I did do a Science Sunday video, which I'm going to link to up there, which talks about some of the causes. So there is a genetic component in some people, but they're not really sure the specifics of it. But there is more info in that video. Things that can trigger cold urticaria range from other allergies, viral illness, bee stings, puberty, some medications, things like that. It can be caused by anything, but it can also be caused by nothing. Can cold urticaria kill you? The instance of cold urticaria being the sole cause of death in somebody is so minute. It is not. I'm going to say it can kill you because I don't know everybody's reactions, but I know that some people have it way more severe than I do. But yes, for the people that go into anaphylactic shock from cold urticaria, anaphylactic shock can kill you. So therefore, cold urticaria could kill you, but very, very, very unlikely. I'm quite vocal about cold urticaria and the fact that yes, I have it, and you know, people say I must have it really severely because I wear a mask every time I go outside, but I've only been in anaphylaxis once from it, and that was because it was injected like straight into my veins by a doctor that should have just listened to me and not done that. Out in the wild, it has never happened. It has not come to that. I have felt a bit dizzy, I've had some wheezing, I've had itching, but it's not come to the point where I have legitimately thought I was going to die. And I know there are news articles out there that say I think I'm going to die, but you know what news articles are like. They like to sensationalise and they like sound bites. Can cold urticaria get worse? Yes. Because, I mean, I developed it from nothing, so I guess from 0 to full body hives, which is what happened when my reaction started, that would count as getting worse. So yes, cold urticaria can get worse. But saying that, cold urticaria can also get better. Cold urticaria can also change. So I've definitely talked about before the fact that my cold urticaria has changed. It did start as purely just hives and now it affects more breathing and just itchiness, whereas hives don't tend to get hives or massive hives anymore. Can cold urticaria be cured? So far, no. It can be treated, but it cannot be cured. Though it can go away on its own. I don't hold up much hope of that happening to me, but it can. Is cold urticaria hereditary? Yes, there is a condition called familial cold urticaria. It might have another word in it. That is cold urticaria that affects people in families, so it is likely to be hereditary. But not all cold urticaria is, as I've already mentioned. There are multiple triggers for it, and that is not always just existence. Is cold urticaria dangerous? I believe it can be, yes. I've already talked about anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis is always dangerous. If cold urticaria gives you asthma-like symptoms, or you do have asthma on top of it, and cold urticaria/cold triggers that asthma, that can also be dangerous, because asthma is actually quite dangerous. I know we all sort of take it for granted as, oh, just puff on your inhaler, you'll be fine. It can be dangerous. People die from asthma all of the time. People that pass out from cold urticaria, I have done a few times. That's obviously dangerous in itself. Any allergic reaction really can be dangerous. Even if you have mild cold urticaria for your whole life, it only takes one reaction to be more drastic than the rest, and then you might be in danger. Is cold urticaria a disability? I class mine as a chronic illness, and there is an overlap between chronic illness and disability, so my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a disability and a chronic illness. In my opinion, not everybody agrees, plenty of people do, but you know, you can. Especially when I'm out in my wheelchair, that's where it sort of becomes more into disability territory for me personally. But when I'm just sort of tootling along invisible illness style, then I'm classing it as a chronic illness, but that doesn't actually make it less of a disability. I don't know. Those terms can be interchangeable, but they are not always. Is cold urticaria itself a disability? I wouldn't say so. While it does stop me from getting out and doing stuff, so does disability, but also people get out and do stuff with chronic illness and disability all the time. So I'm really struggling to put that into words. So for me personally, I don't class myself as disabled because I have cold urticaria. I am disabled and I have cold urticaria as a chronic illness. Does cold urticaria go away? It can. It has not, for me, but plenty of people have had it and then had it go away. So it can. Can't tell you how, it just does. It can disappear as quickly as it appeared. Then I started mixing up the questions because there can be some how to cope with cold urticaria, but that's me just typing in a question, that's not me seeing what Google suggests. So I started with cold urticaria and then how to. And the most common one was how to pronounce. So it's cold, urticaria. I don't know how else to describe it apart from just saying it slowly. But I will try and break it down phonetically in text, in the captions, if you, like me, are deaf. Cold urticaria, how to treat. Take your antihistamines and stay warm. There isn't really an overseeing, there's not like a big treatment that makes it go away. It's just sort of take your antihistamines, take things that help improve your symptoms. Like if you take Singulair or Montelukast like I did for a bit, more on that up there, take that. If you take Xolair, the anti-IgE injection, take that. Keep warm, wear a mask, but those things aren't really treating it. They might be treating the symptoms, but are they treating the underlying cause? Hard to say. Cold urticaria, can you shower? Yes. Yes, we can shower. It can be a little bit more complicated. I made last week's video, I shower sitting down, sort of tongue-in-cheek, because when people find out I shower sitting down, they're like, wait, what? And it's like mind-blowing for some reason. But yes, that we can shower, and I don't shower sitting down for cold urticaria, but cold urticaria does affect the way that I shower. So for example, I have multiple towels. It's not the best for the environment because I'm washing towels all the time, but I have one towel to scoop the water off, and then I have another secondary towel that is no longer damp to actually wrap up and dry off in, because the water cooling on my skin will cause a reaction and I want to feel clean when I get out of the shower, not itchy. But yes, we can shower, 100%. Cold urticaria, can you drink water? Yes, because being allergic to cold does not make you allergic to water, though you might be allergic to the temperature of the water. So I generally will not buy a bottle of water while I'm out of the house because they store it all in fridges and I cannot do that. But yes, we can drink water. We have to be mindful of the temperature, and if we're ordering drinks at a bar, say no ice please. One thing that I struggle with drinking is cider, or as Americans call it, hard cider, because here in the UK, like all of our cider is alcoholic, otherwise it's just kind of apple juice. And when you go out to a bar, that is always served either on tap, which is cold, or in a fridge, which is obviously also cold. So I have to ask if they have any that have not been in the fridge, which is usually a no. So I just have to sit my pint out and let it warm up, which is not my favourite. But that's not really water, is it? Yes, we can drink water, but I'm just talking about how to drink cold urticaria. Weird questions. Okay, so that's all of the Google cold urticaria questions I could really find before having to actually just think of questions myself. If you have any further questions, however, I am always open to those. Leave them in the comment section down below, and I will either get to them in the comment section, or if there is enough of them, I will make a cold urticaria Q&A video. But also while you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time, at least one bonus video every single month. One day I'm going to use BSL for my whole outro, but I lack confidence. See ya!